So I do have a company called Ahead Financial. I created it to get people ahead. I'm focused on, the numbers differ, right? Tens of millions of Americans who either don't have a bank account or even if they have one, they don't really have a means to save or borrow to build assets. So really focused on that. I launched the product in 2021, have almost, 40,000 customers. Um, but now in order to expand, obviously I'm fundraising. That's what I'm doing now. But I'm also very keen to do this globally. When I think about the underserved customer or the underserved population, right? There's just so many people in the world. I think the number is in the billions, right? Not in the millions. And so that's kind of what I'm thinking through is, do I first make sure that I'm super successful in the US and then branch out? But I almost feel like the need is really great in Africa and India, right? So is it better to just say, I'm going to focus on US, India, and Africa and create teams on the ground to start building this because there's nuances in each country. I need to figure out how to really scale in the US, but my heart is also saying this is a global problem. And using financial inclusion
Yeah.
to help women advance is a global problem.
Well, I think it's terrific that you are looking globally. I do think, though, that you started the company just a year ago. You already have 40,000 customers. I do think if I were looking at how you can be most successful globally,
Mhm.
it does require a few more years of development and growth in the U.S. because you want that base. Because in effect, as you move toward India and Africa, you are going to be relying on the operations within the United States to be the kind of foundation that you are going to build on for a more global reach. So I don't know. It might be worth sitting down, Anu, and maybe with some people that you work with or others whose advice you value, and just kind of doing a 5 year, 10 year, 15 year plan. And you know the clock has started running a year ago in the U.S. So where would you like to be in the U.S. at the end of 5 years? And that's not very far off. I mean, we were talking about 2026. That's not far off at all. And and how much you can grow and develop and have a real marker of success in the US. And as you're doing that, do some traveling, do some analysis, do some outreach to figure out which markets in Africa, for example, would be the most useful for you to consider going into. And the same with India. What are you would need to do a deep dive. You need to have people tell you what are the legal barriers, the financial barriers. Who is it that you're going to have to persuade to let you open a business, to do business? Would you do it in person? Would you do it virtually? Those are all the questions that you can be really investigating while you're building the business up here, in the United States, so that you've got that strong foundation.